Hello! Welcome to Sacred Sassy Freedom. My name is Kara John, and I am here to talk about weight loss and PCOS. Overall, talk about how to claim your own divinity and live your best life. But today, this video is on weight loss and PCOS because that is what people are requesting. And you know why? Because I lost 50 pounds twice. I'm going to tell you in this video how I lost weight and also how I healed my PCOS. So, I am from Chicago, by the way. And I'm also dressed for my fitness class. I teach 7 fitness classes a week, so that's why I have a sports bra going on under here because literally every day I'm teaching fitness classes. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, poly, many cysts in your ovaries syndrome when I was 12 years old. So I had my period, maybe when I was 14 or 13 I was diagnosed. So I had my period I got my period when I was 12, and I didn't get it for a few other years. And my doctor at the time, Dr. Bastani, bless his heart, I wonder if he's still practicing. He was like, "You're very active," because I played all the sports in school. I played every sport, guys. I have awards for sports that I played, and I was gaining weight. I had the facial hair, the long facial hair, which I'll talk about this now. I do shave my face, but my hair is different now, and I went from, you know, I do have excess facial hair. I don't know if you guys can see this video, this photo, but like that's my facial hair, and my inflamed skin from, all this different stuff. And so, my cats are being a little nosy. I'm sorry, guys. Joe, quiet. They know I'm about to leave, so she's freaking out. And I had gained all this weight. So this is what I looked like before. I'm 55 pounds less. And I've done this twice, but I'm trying to show you guys some videos so you understand the before and after transformation. It's quite immense. I always look at these photos. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Twice. I've done it twice now. So when I was 12, Dr. Bastani, and excuse me, I'm looking for another photo to show you what my face looked like when I was. See, that was my face. That's my grandfather who died. That was my face then. Much bigger. So anyways, when I was 12, Dr. Pastani was wondering why I wasn't losing any weight, and he's like, "I think you might have polycystic ovarian syndrome." And I was like, "Poly what?" So at the time I had Medicaid. So my grandparents legally adopted me, and I had Medicaid. Love Medicaid, loved it, loved it, loved it. You could get anywhere. It really helps kids out, especially if your parent is not around, like, and your grandparents don't have the money to give you everything. Like, you benefit from the state. It's a wonderful thing to have Medicaid. I loved having it even when I was older, but we'll get into that part of the story soon. So I went to an endocrinologist or a gynecologist, I think, and then I had like a technician first to do the ultrasound. So at the time I wasn't sexually active because I was like 15, 16. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to sex, guys, and I love sex, by the way. Love it. Which will go into another important reason why I decided to heal my PCOS, because of infertility issues. So you have to drink like 33 ounces of water before you go into this ultrasound test, and you have to fast. And then you go in there and they basically push on your stomach. They push on your stomach to like down there to see, like, they have to get the ultrasound of your cysts. So basically after the ultrasound, they found out that I had cysts in my ovaries full of water. Now, what's the significance of having cysts in ovaries full of water in terms of your period? You have to think about your body as, if you have excess water in your body, like, how do you feel when you're bloated? It's hard for you to poop. It's hard for your body to get things out because your organs are like this, or your body's like this, when it should be, everything should be, smooth. It's like constipation, right? You can't shit as well if you're constipated. Same thing. So I had all this pressure on my ovaries, and because I had these sacs full of fluid on my, basically messing with my hormones. And so they tried to put me on a medication called, I believe it was called Sprintec at the time, to balance the hormones. Made me very, very sick. So I just dealt with my PCOS for another like few years until I got to college. I had the facial hair. I was very depressed. I had clinical depression at the time, and I do have clinical depression now. I take a medication called Lexapro, but it's not the same as like having depression and having your hormones imbalanced. So I was doing sports and I was very active at this time, and I still wasn't losing the weight. And I was a Pathfinder, Girl Scout. Like, guys, I've done temperature, like I've camped on lakes and burned fires on lakes. Like, I was like wilderness girl. So I get to college, and you have to have insurance in college. I go to the doctor because if your grandparents are your legal guardians, once you turn 18, you're not on Medicaid anymore. You're an adult. So I went to college, and you have to have insurance for the college to. I'm a social worker by profession. I went to school for 4 years. I have a degree in social work, bachelor's degree, and so I went to college, and I had to go to the doctor. And what they didn't tell me is that the blood work wasn't covered. So they charged me all this extra money. I didn't know this. And then I was like, fuck this shit. There's someone after me for money just to get my body right. I'm not going to do this anymore. So my insurance only covered the bare minimum. So another 4 years of dealing with PCOS because I didn't have good insurance. So I get out of college. Oh, it's 5 years actually, because even when I got out of college, I did a year of service in Boston, and I didn't have good insurance then. So I had to wait until I got an actual job where I had like really good insurance, which is why I hate the insurance system in America, because people who have physical and mental issues can't get the help they need without paying all this excess money. So I come back to Chicago, and I have a job where I have really good insurance, and I go to a doctor, and she helps me out. I basically like learned how to take care of so basically she does my blood level work and all that stuff. And by this time I was starting to figure out that like veganism was the best way for me, but I didn't know what kind of veganism. Also at this time, one of my friends at the time, we're no longer friends anymore because I'm not religious, and she basically was like, you twerk too much and you have the devil in you, literally. So, but her grandmother taught me about the blood type diet, which taught me about like what kinds of foods are normal for your blood type, acidic and non-acidic, and like what kinds of foods are good for you, which I always kind of knew what felt good in my body, because your body will tell you what's good for it. Like you need to listen to your body. So when people ask me like, can you do gluten or all that different stuff, I'm like, you need to figure out what's good for your body, because I can do gluten and not have a problem with it, but I can't do dairy, and maybe you can do dairy, but I wouldn't suggest people do anything that makes your body feel inflamed, because PCOS is an inflammatory disorder. Most things that are happening in your body are because of inflammation. I will tell you that. Very, very common. So at this time, I started to lose weight because I was implementing like not just eating vegan, but like eating certain vegetables and learning how they were cooked for my body to not feel bloated. Like for example, some sort of peppers, I have to have them cooked a certain way for me to process them. So I started like doing fitness from a place of just doing fitness to deal with the fact that I hated my job because I had gained all this weight and all these years of weight. I didn't know how to take it off. I was clinically depressed because my grandfather had dementia. And I had all this face hair, all this different stuff. And I just wasn't confident in myself, guys, at that time. So I started exercising and doing it as a way of like keeping myself busy. But exercise was not a part, and eating well was not a part of my overall wellness. So let's go into the weight loss part of PCOS. So the first time I lost weight, I lost 50 pounds, dropped it really fast, but it wasn't a part of my overall lifestyle. So I gained it back when I had my first trigger, which was my grandfather dying in 2019. But then after I dealt with all that stuff and the whole year, I started to realize like I need to eat well if I'm going to have energy. I need to get my period, because at this time my period was coming back after I lost weight. But then when I started to gain weight again, when I got stressed, it started to go away. And now I've lost 55 pounds again. I've kept it off. I'm still losing weight. I'm still toning up. But like, guys, I love my body. My boyfriend loves it too. I do have a boyfriend now. And the way I lost weight was through exercising, not doing anything like super extreme. Like, yes, I teach fitness classes all the time, but when I first started, I wasn't teaching a lot of fitness classes. I was just doing what was best for my body, eating well, losing weight. And my period now to this day comes on the exact day on my Flow app, which it took me so long to get here, guys. This is why I don't get on birth control, because I'm like, nothing is going to fuck with this. You don't know what I've been through. But I'll probably get on like something that has no hormones in it. But this is how I lost weight, and this is how I dealt with my PCOS. Now, I still have the facial hair aspect. Like the facial hair is still was a really big thing in my life. Let me try to find the photo for you again. But I think I did show it in this. I did this video twice, so I can't remember. But this was me before, guys, like in 2017. That was my face. And I'm much happier now, not just because of the weight, but because my hormones are balanced and I feel more confident. I don't have to keep buying different clothes. I don't have to keep like feeling, unconfident, not confident in my body. Like, weight loss and PCOS, when you heal it and when you deal with that, you're dealing with a lot of stuff that's harbored inside of you. So I'm here to help you guys with that. If you want more information about PCOS and weight loss and all that stuff, my programs are coming out, launching all of it today. I really want to help you guys out, because when I was told that I had PCOS, I was told I couldn't have children, that I had to be on medication, all that stuff. No, there are other ways. You know, now I'm very fertile and everything's balanced. So look at my description and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this video. Everything will be on my Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. Bye.